4 years. 4 years. And I think he only has to serve like 85% of that sentence, right? You done terrorized people for decades, right? And got 4 years. Wow. Y'all know who I am. Adrienne, I be in the cut. I sizzle with your man. Don't be mad at me because he recognized the brand.
Way back in 2018, I put out the first book in my Xeraxia series. I'm so excited to let you all know that the sequel to that book, Xeraxia, The Vengeance of Coldwind, is out now. Anywhere you get your ebooks and audiobooks, you can find it there. I'm talking about Amazon, Audible, audiobooks.com, Google Play, like it's all there. Also, you can go to www.xeraxia.com to purchase it directly from my site. Check out my series, check out the first book, and make sure you get the second book because it's out now. I'm so excited.
So y'all know y'all can find the links to all these articles I'm gonna go through in my description. The LA Times says that Diddy has been sentenced to 4 years and 2 months in federal prison. In sentencing Diddy to 50 months in prison, of which he's required to serve 85%, the judge said that exploitation and violence against women must be met with real accountability to promote respect for the law. To Miss Ventura and the other brave survivors that came forward, I want to say first, we heard you. This is a judge saying this. Before he had learned his fate, Diddy apologized to Ventura and her family and to Jane. Now, I was like, the word apologized is really doing a lot of work here, right? So he acknowledged that the 2016 video that showed him beating Cassie triggered many DV victims, and that because of his decisions, he was now in prison. I lost my freedom. I lost the opportunity to effectively raise my children and be there for my mother. He said, I lost my career. I totally destroyed my reputation. And I'm just like, girl, I don't know if you destroyed it or you confirmed it. Did you destroy your reputation, mama? Or did you simply confirm the tea that was already dripping all over the place? Like, I lost my career. Girl, what's crazy is that this man really, like, the way that this culture supports violent men, I think he's gonna do his 4 years and come out and y'all gonna be lining up. I think people gonna be lining up. Do you hear me? I hate this. So while Diddy was doing all this fake apologizing and writing letters and moping around and all this stuff, during his sentencing, I think he was already scheduling events, like booking events for the following week after his sentencing, as if he wasn't going to prison. Newsweek said Sean Diddy Combs has had to cancel a number of events he scheduled for the weeks following his sentencing, since he now will be in jail for up to 50 months. Prosecutors said ahead of the sentencing that Combs' planned speaking appearances in Miami was the height of hubris. Now, hold on, before we continue. What are y'all going to listen to Diddy speak about? Or, what are y'all... What, you want to listen to a Diddy sermon in 2025? What he got to say to you, Mount? What he got to say to y'all? That y'all were, he was booking, y'all were paying, he was booking it. His manager must have been checking his iPhone, his Apple Watch during the sentencing, like, oh girl, we done booked another one. Like, this don't mean nothing. He ain't going to prison. Like, y'all really thought this would, like, you really thought he was going to walk up out of here. And I guess given our justice system, you really never know. Like, you really never know. But yeah, I think one of the most gaggy things I done learned is that y'all really booking Diddy to speak to y'all. Girl, to say what? Close that mouth up. So anyway, switching back to the LA Times article. So sober for the first time in years, Combs asked the judge to let him father his children again and said he did not take his conviction lightly. His adult children pleaded for leniency, saying he deserved a second chance. Whoa, second, I think this is another word that's doing a lot of work here. Second chance. We must be on our 15,000th. We must be on our millionth. Wait a minute, second chance, we got to reword that. And that they had seen changes that feel real and lasting. Changes? the fact that he a little bit more sad than usual because he in a cage, I don't know what to tell y'all. Combs dabbed his eyes after his kids spoke. His attorneys then played an 11-minute glossy video montage of Combs' good acts, during which they tearfully spoke about his inspirational qualities. Girl, hang it up. Imagine they got this monster sitting over here and they done put together this happy-go-lucky montage slideshow for the PowerPoint Prezi, the PowerPoint slideshow of him waltzing through sunflowers and daisies. Good boy, hang it up. Get it out of my face. But at the onset of the hearing, the judge basically said that he was not moved. He said, I'm not gagging. The judge said, it's not gagging me at all. He was unmoved by the defense team's claim that the drug and sex-fueled parties were completely consensual, saying it was flatly inconsistent with reality and acceptance of responsibility. Girl, he was dragging y'all a bit. Flatly inconsistent with reality is really colorful language, I will say. Diddy, the judge said, showed no remorse for the crime of which he was convicted, violating the Mann Act. So a former federal prosecutor in LA said that Diddy received the sentence he expected based on the conviction, because Diddy has been incarcerated since his arrest last year. He'll get credit for 13 months served and have to serve at least 85% of the sentence, or at least an additional 2.5 years. The judge had a sense of what he was going to do. He allowed to the defense to make their arguments and create a lengthy record to avoid issues on appeal that he didn't give them time. Okay, so the prosecutor was basically like, he allowed the defense to just keep going on and just make they lengthy speech and do they cheesy montage video so that when they go on appeal, they won't be able to say that he didn't give them time to do stuff. So the judge told Diddy that a history of good works cannot wash away the record in this case. You abused these women. You used that abuse to get your way. The evidence of the abuse is massive. I was sitting right here during the testimony. The judge was grilling him. Diddy was also ordered to pay a fine of $500,000. Before his sentencing, Cassie wrote in a letter to the judge that he should consider the many lives that Diddy upended with his abuse and control. Sex acts became my full-time job, Cassie wrote in one of the 7 letters attached to prosecutor's sentencing request. His power over me eroded my independence and sense of self until I felt no choice but to submit. In his own letter to the judge ahead of his sentencing, Diddy said he was taking full responsibility and accountability for his past wrongs and apologized for the pain he's caused others. I have to admit my downfall was rooted in my selfishness. The scene and images of me assaulting Cassie play over and over in my head daily. I literally lost my mind. I was dead wrong for putting my hands on the woman that I loved. I'm sorry for that and always will be. I lost my way. I got lost in my journey, lost in the drugs and the excess. My downfall was rooted in my selfishness. I've been humbled and broken to my core. It's like, girl, one of the craziest things about these people is that, like, these abusive people, is that even when they're caught, even when they have to quote unquote face some accountability, because 4 years is just like, girl, they will never have to endure the kind of terror that they placed in other people's hearts. No matter what, it's especially those monsters who seek out people at their lowest. They purposefully stick the knife in you and twist it, girl. And no matter if they're punished, whatever, a lot of times they will not ever face the pure terror that they were allowed to and able to put into the hearts of their victims. So it's like you writing all this stuff, or someone else is writing this for you, and like you pretending like, I just been humbled. I've been humbled. Like, girl, you broke people's spirits. Like, what are you talking about? For decades, and just fueled by celebrity, money. hidden behind a facade. And so it's just to see words on a paper. I just can't imagine victims with like actual scars on their body, or like victims with PTSD and trauma, like looking at these words on a page, looking at Diddy's words on a page, comparing it to like the scars on their flesh. And it's just like, bro, it's just get out my face. You know, get out my face. I heard people comment saying that if the prosecutors went after different charges with this, instead of RICO one, they probably would have gotten more time. I'm not an expert on that. But I can see what people are saying. It seemed like they weren't able to prove the like in court, they weren't able to prove like the heavier charges. So if the prosecutors had gone after him with different stuff, it would have probably been more than 4 years. But here we are, girl. This is the justice system we got. It's just crazy because, like, girl, in less than the time it takes some people to get like a college degree or something, he gonna be back out here, bro. And if Chris Brown is selling out stadiums, I just know this man is just gonna use this as part. He's like the real world Lucius Lyon. Like, girl, he gonna use this as a PR jump off, and if the fact that he was already getting booked during his sentencing, oh, it's gonna go up. I hate that, but it's true. It's gonna go up. People gonna book him even more. As 4 years, I think they're going, and less, girl, because he already got credit for the 13 months and he only has to serve 85%. He gonna be out and back at it, bro. Like, and the way that our culture supports abusive men, I don't think his career is over. My career is over. Like he didn't say. I don't think it's over at all. I hate that about this culture, but that's what it is. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. I definitely thought he was going to get a little more than 4 years, but I knew it was going to be anything crazy. Thank you so much for watching, and make sure you have a good evening.
And a hater done with dealing. Y'all know who I am. Y'all know who I am. Adrienne, I be in the cut. I sizzle